Welcome to Hatty Waiver Wire Guru. We're getting ready to go into week number 7. Hope everybody's doing well, taking some advice. Work the waiver wire. If you're going to win a championship, you have to work the waiver wire. If you don't, you miss out on players like Ryan Terrain. You heard him here the other week. And what did he do? You know, he went off. You heard guys like Michael Bush. In the last couple weeks, he's done fairly decent. You know, you got to be able to work the waiver wire to win. Okay? With that being said, we're going to go into quarterbacks, running backs, wide receivers, and tight ends. Quarterbacks, I only have guys to watch this week. No grabs, no spot starters, really. These guys are just kind of like, whatever. You know, first guy is Colt McCoy. The good news for him is he's the first rookie quarterback to throw a touchdown on Pittsburgh. But he plays for the Cleveland 3-and-outs. So, you know, it's Colt McCoy. We'll see. Keep an eye on his production. Next, Drew Stanton in Detroit. I mean, you got Sean Hill out, Matt Stafford out, Drew Stanton, well, we'll see. And finally, Matt Moore is probably going to come back in Carolina. You know, Clausen just wasn't ready for the big time, so there you go. All right, let's go to running backs. I've got people to watch and people for spot starters. First one to watch is Danny Woodhead in New England. I mean, New England will drive you nuts if you own the running back position there. There's no staying power. You know, you think it might be Greenhouse for a while, then you know, it's Woodhead splitting. So don't go crazy. Woodhead's a watch. Next, James Starks. He's being activated from the physically unable to perform list. And Green Bay, you know, Brandon Jackson, Kuhn, they haven't let the world on fire. Maybe Starks can get in there and do well. So that's someone, you know, you want to watch. And in deeper leagues, maybe you stash him to see if he does well. Next is Kalen Williams. You know, Ryan Terrain, they saw he had some kind of knee soreness in his knee. Remember, he's coming off some leg injuries, so for some reason, if this develops into a story, Kalen Williams is really going to be a nice fill-in for Ryan Terrain if he misses time. Other than that, just watch him. And then finally is Mike Hart from Indianapolis. Adai seems to get hurt frequently. Donald Brown is iffy. There's a bye week, so that's why he's not an immediate spot starter. He's just someone that I'm watching. That's Mike Hart. And spot starter, if you need someone, is Chris Ivory. He's probably going to continue to get carries even when Pierre Thomas gets back. You know, if Thomas gets injured again, Chris Ivory just looks like he's been running fairly strong. So, spot starter, not a grab, just a spot starter. Moving into wide receiver, the pick of the week definitely has got to go to Deion Branch. Told you guys about him previously. Are you a fan of my Facebook page? You should be. The reason why is because I will put random players to watch, you know, as status updates and say, hey, like one of them, for instance, was Deion Branch. Just got traded. Immediately when he got traded, I put something there. I said, stash him now. And, you know, he's turned into someone that hopefully, you know, if he's available, you grab him. But it's Deion Branch, now in New England, looking sharp there. Next is Pierre Garçon. If someone happened to drop him in your league, you know, this for me, having him as a grab just means like, oh, maybe somebody dropped him, grab him. You know, he's probably not on most waiver wires at all. I'm just a reminder. Don't let Pierre Garçon remain on your waivers if he's there. Who am I watching? First of all, I'm watching Vincent Jackson. Okay, if you guys are in a deeper league, you have some room, Vincent Jackson is going to be someone you want to stash for playoffs. Looks like he's going to end up coming back. For San Diego. San Diego wasn't able to get a trade for him. And, you know, they kind of need him now. Because when we go into my spot starters, I'll go ahead and start with Patrick Crayton. You got Floyd, who's going to miss a week. Buster Davis, who's banged up. So that leaves Nene and Crayton. I think Crayton's the one to own. Okay, so pick up Patrick Crayton for a spot starter if you need a wide receiver next week. That's pretty good. Nice deep pick. Another deep pick is Jason Avant. Okay, with Deshaun Jackson definitely going to miss a week with that nasty head injury. Jason Avant's going to fill in there, and that's another deep pick for you. And then finally, Mike Williams in Seattle. He's getting targeted a ton. He's got to step up. That's going to be a guy that you can use as spot starter. All three of those guys, Crayton, Avant, and Mike Williams, are great spot starters through bye weeks and injuries. All right, tight end. I've got a number of tight ends. First, Heath Miller with Big Ben back. Heath Miller is someone you're going to want to own, want to grab him. If your tight end isn't producing, maybe you lost Finley, for instance. He's out for the season now. You're looking for somebody, Heath Miller. Another guy is Donald Lee. Now that now that Finley is on injured reserve, then Donald Lee, when he gets healthy, will come back and can be certainly someone that can be productive. So, if a Heath Miller's not there, you can look to Donald Lee. Or maybe Owen Daniels. He's a spot starter for me. Owen Daniels is starting to turn it up, got over 70 yards on 4 or 5 catches last week. So Owen Daniels could be someone that you look to. He's starting to get healthy again. I think he wasn't productive in the first part of the season for health issues and getting back into the system. So now he's starting to show you that he can be productive, and just trying to remember the Owen Daniels of old. So Owen Daniels, spot starter. And finally, Fred Davis. If you had Cooley, that, again, a concussion can mean you might be out next week. So you got to keep an eye on the news. But Fred Davis is certainly talented and could be someone to fill in. There's a ton of picks there for you to kind of make up for last week when I was on vacation. So a little bit more deep picks there, filled in with guys that you have to grab. So I hope that helped you. Check out HattyWaiverWireGuru.com. Email me, HattyWaiverWireGuru.com. HattyWaiverWireGuru at HattyWaiverWireGuru.com. Become a fan on the Facebook page. I think it'll pay off for you. You'll definitely get a pick off that. On Twitter, I'm Hatty Waiver Wire. Compete with me. I've had some emails up about competing with me on Sundays. And then finally, feel free to grab one of these trophies off the site for your league. They're pretty darn sweet. Other than that, good luck in week 7. Take care.